Seems like I'm filling up every couple days. I can barely afford to fill this thing up anymore. If I fill up with premium, will I get better gas mileage? Man, gas just keeps going up and up. Oh, what the? Great, another check engine light.
Alright, so the first thing is let's get rid of this p0449 code.
The fuse that you guys are going to be needing is right here. And it's the canister vent right there. So it's this guy right here. We want to make sure this guy's not blown. It's good to go. That's the first step in checking the purge canister.
What you're going to need specifically is your factory tire jack kit. Don't need the jack, but you just need the tire iron and the extensions. Get the instructions here, but what we're going to do is stick it in the hole and lower the spare tire because the canister we want to remove and clean is above that. Alright, so the one with the little spoon at the end is the first one in the hole. They won't assemble any other way. Alright, so once you guys are assembled, the tire iron here, you're going to want to come in at a pretty steep angle. You look inside there and there's a little chute. You can almost see it right through here. There's this little kind of funnel right here, and in the center you can see the little socket almost that goes into, so it locks. Shove this guy in here. Try to get it past the little ball detent there, and start cranking her down. Alright, so this here is the charcoal canister for the vent system. Basically, as you fill your gas tank, the vapors come into here, get filtered out through the carbon, and come out this little purge valve. Problem with this purge valve is if you off-road at all, this little guy tends to clog up. So we're going to be gentle here, and we're going to pop the sensor off and get this canister out of here. So here's the canister. There's a little tab right there, right behind it, that I'll point out with a little arrow right now. That needs to be pulled towards the passenger side so that it won't lock in anymore and you can pull it forward on the truck. We're going to get the little flathead in there and feel around for that little tongue I pointed out. And it's pretty soft steel, so just stick your screwdriver up in there. Got it a little bit.
Figure out where it's at, pry that out, and you'll see it kind of start to walk forward, just like that. So before you take it out, we need to go over to the other side and pull the white tab off of the charcoal canister. Flip this guy around. What we want to do is push into the canister a little bit and gently, simultaneously lift this clip out. Just like that. Slide this guy out and then slowly take this guy off without breaking it. Alright, so this guy's about 60 to 120 bucks on Amazon. I'll give you guys a couple links for a few of them, but I'll show you right here. This is what I was showing you guys to kind of bend. So we're going to actually bend that back, so when we set it back in there, it locks. So you guys can see now it's just a little bit proud this way, so when you slide it in, it kind of locks, kind of like a door or something like that. So we're not actually replacing this today because what's wrong with it is that it's just dirty. So let's crack the top here, let's pull the solenoid out, and I will show you guys what's going on. So it's got a bunch of clips here on the outside. Just gently move these guys. Oh, that's dusty. So the only time you need to replace this is if you basically short out one of your fuses. Otherwise, it's just dirty and it's just stuck. That's all. Can't even see my screen now. Goodness. Alright, so on the top here, once you've got this all knocked out, on the top here, just lift this little bar here and slide the sensor clockwise. As you can see there, it's starting, and just slide it on out. And it's a lot like a mass airflow sensor, where it's got some kind of fins in there, and if you guys can see that, there's just dust coming out of there, so you can blow this and see. We're going to clean this part off with a hose, and then we'll clean the rest off with a sensor safe spray. This is looking pretty good though. This guy here is kind of the pre-filter of sorts. Doesn't really do much, but... Alright, so we're going to take the sensor now here, and we're going to take some sensor safe cleaner and spray it up inside there and make sure that we get any sort of residual dust or debris in there out, and don't destroy the sensor in the process. So here we go. Alright, these guys are drying nicely, still a little bit of water in them. That's okay, that's all dry. A little bit extra water. Make sure this guy's all dry. So sit these out here for 10-15 minutes depending on how hot the day is, and then we'll put them back together and put them inside the truck again. Alright, so this thing goes back pretty much the same way that you took it apart. Put the filter back in the cap, find the little notch that clips on there. The sensor is kind of keyed. You guys can see the little notches either way. So it kind of goes to the side and twists into place. Once it seats, it twists into place, and then just like that. Well, there it goes, just like that. So put this in first onto the charcoal canister, and then with this tab bent like that, it'll slide right into the back. So let's get the camera under the truck and I'll show you guys how it looks. Alright, so if you guys haven't lost your little white clip, it's really important. So you slide this guy on the end there, get it past the little notch on it. I like to put this guy in there first, rotate it up, and you guys can see where it kind of slides in right here. So with that little clip like that, just slide it in. It should hear a little tiny click when we're in place. Make sure we got our wire out of the way here. Alright, listen for the click. There you go. Hook this guy back up and we'll clear the code and see if it still presents. You don't have to lower the spare, but it does make it a lot easier to access, especially if you got a little bit of a lowered vehicle or you're on the ground like I am instead of a lift. So just drop the spare. Super easy to do, provided yours isn't rusted or busted. And crank this guy back up and we're good to go. Alright, so it's been a couple days. The p0449 code is not returned, so basically cleaning that canister vent solenoid fixed the issue. If it doesn't and your fuse isn't blown, it's likely that you might have to replace it, but as far as a kind of peace of mind thing and a free thing that you can do on occasion, part of your maybe annual maintenance or maybe every couple oil changes, just clean the vent out. It's pretty easy to do. I wanted to show you guys a little way that I'm able to test the check engine codes and all sorts of diagnostic stuff that you guys saw in the last video with the header, the manifold delete, and the tune that we did. I've been using this little guy, this little dongle that plugs into your OBD2 port, and you can Bluetooth to your phone and check all sorts of cool things. Check codes, reset codes. I'll put a link to this guy plus the other things that we're going to be putting in today down in the description below. If you guys click on that, I'd really appreciate it. I make a couple bucks every video. It's not really something that I'm trying to do for money, but would appreciate it if you guys help me out. Obviously I'm not going to sell you guys fuel filters and fuel pressure regulators if you guys can just go get them on Amazon. So even if you don't want to buy it, click the link. It helps me out, just so that I know you guys are seeing the videos and clicking the links, and if you want to buy something, great, helps me out. Only the 04 and 05 Colorados have the fuel pressure regulator right here. If you pop this guy off and the inside is wet, the tube is wet, this is an aftermarket intake, but the stock one has a little line going into the resonator box. If this is wet, it's time to replace it. See what it smells like. It smells like fuel, so it's possible this is probably on its way out, though it's not leaking. So at any rate, I want to pop it out and just replace it. They're not very expensive. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two little T25 Torx screws out of here. Please don't drop them. They're going to drop into your alternator and destroy a whole bunch of stuff. So pretty easy to get out, but they're small, and just be careful with them. Pull them out and we will replace it right now. I almost need a magnet. It's easier to hit this other one with a little ratcheting socket here. There we go. This guy slides out. A little bit of fuel squirt out, no big deal. This is the residual pressure. This guy slides right off at the end of the end here, the right one here. Goes around the fuel line. A wet. I'll lube it up, spit on it, right? So this guy back down inside there, orient it that way, and this gets pushed back down in. You guys can see that this orifice goes back down inside this hole. So I want to make sure that it's nice and clean. We don't have any issues. Everything's junk free. I'll just shove it back in where it came from. Just like that. Pop your 2 screws back in and hook up the line right there. There you go. So the 04 and the 05 Colorados have an external fuel filter. Sorry guys, with the 06 and newer Colorados and H3s, it's actually inside the tank attached to the pump, so you can't swap it out like you would like this. You actually have to swap the new pump in, so kind of sucks, but you know, you get a brand new pump out of the deal. The problem with this is there's going to be gas in it. There's going to be gas going everywhere, so just be mindful of that. Make sure there's no open flames or not that. Really good idea to have a fire extinguisher close by as you guys are working on fuel related repairs. So let's pull this out. So push the lines towards the filter, and you can feel them click just like that. Probably a good idea to catch this, but we're kind of here now. So, right there with my oil change video, pouring oil all over the driveway. So, push in towards the filter. Don't crack nothing. As these trucks get older, these lines get brittle and whatnot. So, just be careful. Push it in a little bit. Squeeze the clips, and then gently slide it out, just like that. No real easy way of doing it. There's a clip on the top and the bottom here. Open those up and slide the filter out. Alright, your filter will come with these little white tabs here, like that. We are going to remove them from the filter. We don't need them because the clips here lock onto this little rib. So pop these guys off. You can get them off just like that. Slide it in the hole however you got to. Slide it in, no lube. Press the lines on until they click. Slide it back on there some more. There we go. So pour more fuel on me. You guys will notice the arrow goes this direction. Just be mindful of that. It really only goes in one way, but we'll push the top one in right here, just like that. Fuel filter's done. Alright guys, so we got the fuel filter replaced. Super easy if you've got an 04 and 05. Same with the fuel pressure return diaphragm, the valve, I guess you'd call it. 2 screws, a couple minutes, pretty easy. Also the purge canister, this is off of my truck, but purge canister, super easy to clean. Check your fuse first. If your fuse is blown, just go buy another one. I'll put a link to the proper one you guys need below. There's 2 different flavors. You can get the really expensive one or just the sensor portion. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.